Big chill? Little chill? Everywhere chill? Nice. Alright, y'all. We are chilling here with some Reg F, my guy. And, yeah, I'm just trying to have a little fun. Bored. I need more content for the next couple days, And, yeah, so got a couple team ideas that I want to flesh out. And, they're pretty close to done already, so we're just going to put the final polish on them, as one might say. And we're going to make it a thing. So, if you tune in, thank y'all. Don't forget to answer our recent QOTD, which is, who's the best mascot? My guy. We got so many good mascots. And, I don't know what else I was going to say, but support the channel, I appreciate y'all. So, looking at this team that we've whipped up here, this is really a stall team. Like, why not try stall again? Stall is fun. So we've got a actually good Incineroar on this team with Fairy Terra, a Assault Vest, a knockoff Flare Blitz, Fake Out, and Snarl. The one thing is, I could probably take off Snarl for U-turn, just based on the fact that this team probably likes positioning a little bit more than clicking Snarl, if that makes sense. That being said, Snarl is a good move, so, it's kind of here or there, right? But after that, we have a Gloom with Toxic, Substitute, Strength Sap, and Leech Seed. So, Gloom just has the potential to be a very annoying Pokemon, and it excels by doing that, so I thought it'd be fun to bring Gloom back, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of standard stuff so far, besides the Chinchino. I mean, the Chinchino was kind of out there, right? But, the other teams that I made were based on inserting new good Pokemon onto pre-existing cores, right? And because of that, literally, I made that Mouseape Rain team, and Pokesports made one, the very next day, posted it before I even posted my video, you know what I mean? And then, at the same time as me making that Rain team, I also made a Moltres Comfy team, which Bruno did that day, before I was able to put the video out, right? So it's I ended up making pretty standard teams that were able to be thought of by other people, and makes it look like I was doing unoriginal things, right? But I did have those ideas myself, and, this is definitely a team that is a little bit less conventional for sure, so I don't expect someone else to come up with the idea besides myself. So Gloom has always been one of my favorite stall Pokemon. It's just fun. It's a little guy, freaking eats hits for breakfast, and we have the stuff to help it, right? We have Grimmsnarl, Incineroar. We now have Garganacl with, I'm thinking about running excuse me. I'm thinking about running Iron Defense Body Press, but I don't really think it's the best thing to do. Then we have the Liquid Voice Throat Spray Primarina with Haze to deal with Dondozos, Hyper Voice, Moonblast, and Protect. Then we have Drain Punch, Hard Press, Ice Punch, and Protect Conkeldurr, which I really don't know how I feel about this moveset. I also was thinking Ground Terra maybe with high horsepower, but the idea is Hard Press is one of the best ways to KO a Fluttermane that Conkeldurr has, and this team is pretty passive, so I can probably be in a position where Fluttermane has a lot of health, and I'm doing what I would need to with my Pokemon, right? So I do actually want to look up how hard press works because I just don't know. So hard press. Greater the move's power. Okay. It's not clear, honestly. It's really not clear how it works. Because, like, it doesn't say 150 is the max. It just says, like, max. If they have more health, it does more damage. That's all it says. So, like, we're gonna try it. And we're gonna have fun. But besides that, I have another cool team brewing that I will just probably have to, there you go. I'll have to train my Araquanid before we can use this other team. So the other team is a super fun looking Johnny team with all the Johnnies and Johnny Double. So I'm thinking of running maybe even Ice Punch over Heavy Slam on this team because we kind of don't need the Heavy Slam as much when you consider that we have Metagross and we also have other things, right? So we could probably run Ice Punch to better benefit on this team, and I'm actually going to go do that right now. I accept that I don't have the freaking thing, man. Ice Punch. I want a TM made. And you guys know, you gotta say my guy. I want a TM made, my guy. It's rude if you don't say my guy. Okay, so let's see. We'll go get us another Ice Punch. And then I will have to train my Araquanid if I want to use it. Nice, so we got Ice Punch. Oh, and I also need to train my Metagross too. My Metagross, I just need to give it the right moves, right? It's already trained, but we want to run presumably like Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch. Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch. And then you want to either just run Earthquake, which, I mean, this team can handle running Earthquake. You want to either run Earthquake / Ice Punch, right? But you also kind of like having an Assault Vest, so I think ooh, it learns, hold on a second, what? What? My guy. Got Psychic Fangs? You got Psychic Fangs Metagross, my guy? That's kind of dirty. Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, if you want to run Earthquake, you can. I think it's really hit or miss, like, because if you look at the way my team is, right, like, sure, I can click Earthquake next to Araquanid. Araquanid, if I'm correct, actually takes 0.5 damage from ground type moves, right? So, like, sure, I can. You know, we can run Earthquake. But the thing that I guess I'm wondering right now is, do I get more out of just running Protect? Let's look back at the team again. So, we do have Araquanid. What we'd be hitting with Earthquake, we have ways to hit otherwise, I think. Except for, like, Goldengo. Earthquake is really good against Goldengo, right? And Araquanid is also really good against Goldengo, which is nice. So, we definitely have things that we can do, even if we don't run Earthquake. So, I think I'm going to run Protect first. We could even run Normal Terra Explosion if we really wanted to. Because I did just see that this thing gets Explosion, so... So what's a good Terra type for Metagross? That's an interesting consideration, right? Metagross is weakened to Ghost, it's weakened to Dark, weakened to Ground. I think Grass is okay, but you also have the Fire weakness remaining. Fire is okay, but you have the Ground weakness remaining. Ice is weird, but like in some way it could work. Ground definitely works if you have the Ground move to accompany it. Flying Terra I actually kind of like, if we're being honest. I like Flying Terra. I like Dragon Terra a lot. I think Dragon Terra fits exceptionally well. Because we have the ways to deal with anything that can beat us, right? If we're Dragon type. Plus I have the Dragon Shards to spare right now, I guess. Alright, so we got that. We are honestly probably going to run a Covert Cloak Riolu. If we're not running Covert Cloak Riolu, we're running Mental Herb Riolu. The one thing about our friend Pico here is that we don't need Tailwind very bad on this team. In fact, we're almost never going to be clicking Tailwind on this team. So I might want to drop Tailwind for Protect and just run Protect, Hurricane, Weather Ball, and Wide Guard. So, yeah, I think that's better. We run Protect. I'm not getting use out of the Dark Terra right now, so we're definitely going to switch to Ground Terra. Then alright, so we have Iron Hands, Riolu, we need to go find wherever Riolu is. Right here. Put him in the observation tank. Alright, so we have coaching. Coaching, quick guard. Feint. And copycat. Final Gambit is nice because, like, you can technically KO something, but it's kind of here or there. So I'm kind of thinking Feint, quick guard, coaching, and copycat. And then we either run Covert Cloak to stop Fake Out, or we run Mental Herb to stop Taunt. Either is viable. I don't think EV Light is worth it, personally. And if I wanted to run Focus Sash, I would have to run Protect. Quick Guard's not even worth it either, so I just wanna surprise them by not getting faked out is I think what I'm thinking, right? And like I have quick guard for that. So technically I don't know what I'm worried about, right? So if anything, this is interesting because it really shows you like how to think through your team, right? Like, we have quick guard for what? Like, what do we actually need quick guard for besides that? We can stop Comfy from getting taunted. That's nice. We can stop, I don't know, like, we really don't even need it, honestly. So yeah, I'm just gonna take quick guard off for Final Gambit again. We had a very good run with quick guard there, clearly, but you know, it was on the team for a whole of like 2 seconds. And then yeah, I mean, then we just get the covert cloak, in my opinion. So we got Hans, Riolu, Pico, Metagross, this one, and then we will get an Araquanid. The only thing is that we need to train my Araquanid, because I can technically just go get one from my other game, right? Because I do have an Araquanid trained in my Sword and Shield. But I like using shiny Pokemon. One of the things that sucks, though, is that I actually do have to use my ability patch to do this, I think. Yep. Alright, that's fine. So let's take a look really quick. We have Leech Life, Liquidation, and then we want... Ooh, Entrainment could be very interesting. But we definitely want Wide Guard. Wide Guard is kind of like a staple Araquanid move. And then, I mean, Infestation is like funny, but it's like, nah. Huh. I could run Entrainment. I really could. Like, there's really no reason I can't. Like, what up, Lord Fubu? Thank you. We are almost done building this team, you might say. So, yeah, I think I am just gonna run Entrainment. Like, I'm not that worried about it. The pluses and minuses, right, are that if we entrain Iron Hands, we stop it from getting burned. We take away our weakness to fire, which is good with Grass Terra, right? If we entrain... Let's just take a look at this really quick. If we entrain Metagross, we take away Clear Body, but we stop ourselves from being able to be burned, and we take away our fire weakness, right? So, all in all, I think there is still benefit of entrainment, but more likely we're probably just going to want Fake Out, right? So, it is what it is, right? Like, but, you know, we're just going to play it. We're just going to play it by ear, as they say. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Do consider saying what's up in the chat if you are somebody else, or just, you know, I appreciate Lord Fubu still, but anyone else who wants to say anything as well. Running casual battles, yes, we are running casual battles. Yeah, so we're gonna be basically just finishing this team really quickly, and then what's the word? Like, I have 2 teams ready that I want to test out. And they're probably going to be good. I mean, I generally know what I'm doing with my team building, even if I'm kind of just throwing things together sometimes, right? But, like, you know, I can let my plays pay the bills, like. I am gonna train though really quickly, so the training is just gonna take us maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna ladder for maybe an hour or 2. I don't know. I just have to get, yeah, like Dondozos and stuff to spawn. Wonder how much money I have in the game. Because if I have enough money in the game, I can kind of circumvent this process, but I know I don't have enough money in the game, so... Actually... We're gonna see. We just might have enough money to not deal with this. No, I mean it'll get us a little, you know. It'll get us part of the way there. But yeah, like I don't even have nothing else to do. So we can get some proteins. Tells me to follow the recommended dosage. Can you believe this? Beefing my guy up. We don't follow recommended dosage. All the protein. All the protein. Okay, cool. We have halved our process officially. We now have a max attack Araquanid, and we have ourselves being prepared to go do the rest of the HP training. So, yeah, we cut our process in half. Good. I honestly do think, though, like, coaching plus Iron Hands is gonna be so good. And it's gonna be really funny to see. But we're also gonna see pretty quickly whether or not we should be running Mental Herb Riolu, right? Because if I'm just losing to Taunt, like, you just run Mental Herb, and then you run Protect instead of Final Gambit, right? So it's like, it's really easy to make those adjustments, and it just comes down to, like, what scenario seems to be the problem, I guess. Like, I like running Covert Cloak because I want to be able to click coaching when they're trying to stall me, right? And the main way people are going to stall is going to be fake out, right? Like, it's not going to be taunt. Like, sure, people run taunt. There's definitely taunt runners out there, like, But, you know. Look at him. Would you just look at him? Yoink. So yeah, like I said, we're basically just training the Araquanid right now, and then after we finish training the Araquanid, we'll have 2 teams ready to test. So it's kind of one of the nice things about, you know, transferring Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Like, we can kind of do as we please, right? But I just didn't have this one actually EV trained, so, you know, we did the attack. We're gonna have to do the HP really quick, and then we'll be going. Sorry, I guess I got quiet for a second. But yeah, so we are doing the thing. We are just finishing training our Araquanid, and then we will be testing 2 different teams on ladder. Yeah, free golf, my guy. I think it goes to 322 max, right? So, like, if we look, yeah, we should only have, like, 45 to go. So, good. It means we have to kill 6 more Slowbro, and then we will be ready to roll. Or John Jozos. Technically, the John Jozos get us there faster. So if we kill John Jozos, we technically probably only have to kill 5 instead of 6. And potentially just getting that one Dondozo puts us there, which is nice. Freaking Veluza, my guy. It'd be interesting if you could get EVs while you were doing, what's it called, like auto battles? I don't really, like, I mean, I definitely understand why they don't do it that way, right? Because it would make your training, like, incredibly easier, I feel like would be the correct way to put it, right? But it would also make your IV training a little bit less predictable because, like, if you're getting IVs for every wild Pokemon, or EVs, sorry, if you're getting EVs for every wild Pokemon that you're killing, you know, you're just gonna be like training everything randomly, I guess, if you're, you know, getting them from random battles, or you guys know what I'm saying, freaking words, from the one where you just send your guy out, the auto battles like this. Like, if everything in my party just got a special attack EV from doing that, and then a special attack EV from doing that, like, it'd be nice, it'd be convenient, but, like, I don't need special attack EVs on my Araquanid right now, so, you know. Okay, so we gotta go, and we're actually going to give a couple points to the clever department, which doesn't seem like what we would want to do in this case, but we are, because we're running coaching, right? So we're just going to put that extra point in our special defense, actually. And then let's look. So Mental Herb, blank, Covert Cloak, and that's definitely not going to be a Figgy Berry. So we actually do have options. I think ultimately running the Assault Vest on hands is going to be best. So, like, let's just go grab it. Oh, no, we have one there. Okay. So we have that. We have the Covert Cloak. I like Citrus Berry Pelipper, honestly. I think Safety Goggles Pelipper also makes a lot of sense on this team. So, yeah, I mean, it's either Focus Sash or Safety Goggles. And I'm leaning towards, well, or Citrus Berry, right? And at the moment, I'm leaning towards the safety goggles just because who likes a Moongus, am I right? So, wherefore art thou? There you go. So we got that. Assault vest, covert cloak, safety goggles. Life orb is a really great way to run Araquanid. We could also run Life Orb Metagross. I feel like I actually want to run the Citrus Berry on Metagross because we're not running the Assault Vest though. So, in the case that we do need to live 2 hits for some reason and we don't have Comfy, like, we probably are actually going to want that. So, I'm going to find my spare Life Orb. I'm going to give it to Araquanid. This is not the correct Araquanid. There it is. And then... yeah, I mean... We can run Citrus Berry. It is big brain. We're just big brain over here, like... yeah, I think I'm gonna run the Citrus Berry. Like, I feel comfortable enough with the rest of the team. And if anything, if I wasn't running Citrus Berry, I'd be running, like, Choice Band, right? And I don't think that this is in any way, shape, or form, like, the type of team where I should be running a Choice Band Metagross. So, let's just go get a Citrus Berry. We could run Lumberry. I don't know what I'm building, Cruz, but I appreciate you asking. I technically do know, so I can actually answer your question. But what I was saying is I'm kind of just throwing things together because I like to, you know. But I'm technically building a rain team right now with coaching. Well, is this a rain team? Yeah, this is a rain team. So I'm building a coaching rain team with Iron Hands and then coaching from Riolu, Pelipper, Metagross, Comfy, and Araquanid. So the main thing that this team is going to suffer from is that we only have one special attacker, but you can definitely get away with not having special attackers. Like, it's one of the reasons why Intimidate exists. Because, like, for whatever reason, special Pokemon end up being underwhelming in certain aspects compared to physical Pokemon. Which is really weird considering that, like, physical Pokemon don't get good spread moves most of the time. Like, yeah, I don't know. So, like, for whatever reason, when you have a strong physical attacker base, you're usually fine. But if you're running like an all-special team, you probably have a bad team, if we're being honest. So that's just kind of the way that it is. But, you know, there is good all-special teams, I'm sure. So we have that team. And then we also have this stall team with Incineroar, Gloom, Grimmsnarl, Garganacl, Primarina, and Conkeldurr. I have not gotten around to doing the Terra types on Araquanid or Primarina, and I think that's mainly because they're pretty good with Water Terra, right? So, like, we're just going to try running Water Terra on them and see if that additional water damage gets us somewhere, right? But that's why this is a team building video, right? Like, I'm not sitting here saying that the teams are perfect. Like, you know, we're putting them together right now, and then if we need to, we can make adjustments. But here's what we have so far. Have we built 4 teams already? We have. Okay. So we have this Chinchino team we have the Comfy Moltres Gudra team. We have Archaladon Rain, which I honestly think this is a kind of bad team. It's just like, it needs changes. Like, I think you take Politoed and Tornadus off for like Pelipper and something, and then you're kind of just ending up with the team that Pokesports built, right? I don't think Pokesports used Comfy, so it would still kind of be my own team, right? But they'd be pretty similar. So I mean, we're gonna end up taking this team off because we're transitioning out of Reg E. But let's just kind of start playing. You know, we're not gonna get you guys the rental teams codes yet because there could be the case where like I do something that doesn't work and I'm like, oh geez, let's change the team, right? Like I want to honestly try this team first, like. Alright, Kelly. What you got, my boy? Yeah, thank you. Alright, so Kelly has the stuff, but do they have the stuff to chuff, is the question. Like, I kind of want to just start Garganical and, like, Grimmsnarl. Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that I can't... So, because I have Poison Terror, right? Like, I think if I do bring this, I can see pretty decent success with it. Ooh, you know what? Gloom could be really good here. It's just that I would need to Terra Gloom, probably, in order to make it as good as I want it to be. You never know. Their team revolves pretty heavily around Magma Boy. And if anything, they might have Scope Lens on their Chinchino. Okay. So, I will have to Terra, unfortunately. We just Terra here. We Salt Cure them. And then we go for the roulette. I accept. Especially if I have Incineroar in the back. Which I don't. Let's just bring out Gloom. Yeah, so I knew that was coming. I started playing competitive in basically the pandemic. I mean, like, I've been playing Pokemon my whole life. This is an interesting turn. Why? We just straight slapping tails out here, my guy. I should live their Dazzling Gleam if they go for Dazzling Gleam. Damn! Dude, I thought I would live that. Like, I really thought I would live that. But yeah, so getting back to your question, Cruz, I've been playing Pokemon competitively since the pandemic, and I've been going to, you know, in-person events. I've gone to most of my in-person events in, like, the 2023 season. I went to, like, 3 or 4. I went to a couple events in the 2022 season, but I wasn't, like, super dedicated. Well, I guess I would say, like, it's not that I wasn't super dedicated. I was just, like, still getting the feel for it, you know? Oh, bro, this team's annoying. Playing all your life. Yeah. Pokemon's fun, man. The community is fun. This person is definitely doing annoying stuff. Jeez, man. I feel you, Elder. Yeah, I mean, everything is kind of here or there. Like, not. It's I don't know how to explain it. Like, not everyone gets along with everybody, if that makes sense. And like everyone's at a different point in like getting immersed in the community, you know, which kind of makes it a bit of a difference too. But okay, so let's see, what can I do here? I can click Wide Guard, and I can go for Spirit Break. So we go for Spirit Break. We should live their next hit, hopefully. They die from the Salt Cure. I do think we don't have enough, like, firepower in some sense, though, to win this. Ooh, the Slug, bro. This is rough. Because, like, I need to be able to hit that so bad. And I don't have the ability to position, right? Because, like, sure, I can parting shot them, but they have a Terra. So I can click Protect, and I can click Parting Shot. Oh my god, I forgot that that was gonna happen. I'm probably gonna lose now. I just, I can't. Yeah, we lose. If I clicked wide guard, man, if I clicked wide guard and parting shot, we could have won. So I actually think this is my fault for not paying enough attention to how their team works. Because the only thing that I can do to actually try to get out of this is drain punch them and try to live their dazzling gleam. I don't expect it to happen, but it is my only way out of this. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, I didn't play correctly. Like, it's unfortunate. The thing that you have to think about is that I have hard press, 1. 2, there's no way for Alchemy to hit me without clicking Dazzling Gleam, right? So if I do click Wide Guard Parting Shot, I can safely pivot into Conkeldurr. I can click Hard Press the next turn. And yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing I could have done. So, I mean, ultimately, like, GG's to that person. It was a fun game, right? Alright, alright. So, the way that I feel about this scenario is that more than anything, I'm probably going to want to catch them off guard, right? And so, if I lead just these two, right, I can go Terra Poison Hard Press, and I can just click Moonblast and things like that, right? So, GG stands for good game. Good game. So I'm just saying, you know, it was a well-fought match, and I respect them. I don't know if Incineroar is technically the best here. Like, I'd really like to be able to bring Gloom, but the problem is that it doesn't do that much. I'd like to bring Grimmsnarl, but it actually doesn't do that much, right? So, like, in this one, I feel like our opponent's team is just a little bit too aggressive with the correct, like, combination of Pokemon to stop me from doing what I want to do. So they do start Grimmsnarl Fluter. I kind of expected that. So that's why I'm gonna do this. Now, interestingly, there's actually a reason to click Moonblast here instead of Hyper Voice. Because if I click Hyper Voice, I'm lowering the amount of damage that my Hard Press does. So, whatever, man. You freaking do that. Get freaking yoinked, my guy. Yeah, that was some damage. Ooh, the Ferali Gator comes out. I am going to go for Hard Press again, and I'm going to go for Moonblast. So they do make the correct play, which is switching out. They bring in Terrapagos. I am interested to see how much damage we can do into Terrapagos. Go for Liquidation. Dang. That's impressive. Oh my god! For Alligator's kind of nasty, but like, it took way too much damage there to kind of like justify it. No, I actually do really like Feraligatr though. Brah! I mean, you can't hate on a guy for making a good play, but like, bro. Please tell me I brought Gloom. Come on, man, where's Gloom? Yeah, this is the new guy. Oh my god, that did so much damage. This is fucking ridiculous. No! No way that fucking cares. Oh! Alright, man, we're probably just gonna lose, like... Why do you have a Quick Claw? Alright, now this is the point where we start saucing on them. Or at least we try. We can click... We technically should probably click Snarl and Wideguard, honestly. Click Terra Star Storm. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to catch them switching out Fluttermane for Feraligatr, and I'm gonna knock off the Terapagos. So I'm gonna Salt Cure here again. Jeez, bro. Yeah, I mean, Incineroar is good, Incineroar is bulky, but, like, it's probably not gonna win us this game, so... This is the only way I can win. Trash, dude. Freaking trash. Oh, man. They had Reflect up. That kind of does explain it, unfortunately. So we have to go for this. Nah. Alright. Yeah, that's it. I mean, let's be honest, like, Terapagos is not gonna be in the new format, so we really don't have to, like, worry about that as an equal representation of this, right? Like, you know, we're just straight up not gonna be facing Terapagos in Regulation F, so... I don't think we have that to worry about. Like, and if they do let Terapagos in Regulation F, like, I just don't know how to feel about that, because it's like a full-blown, like, practically a mythical Pokemon. You know, I wouldn't really call it, like, a legendary. It has two, it's like, it has, like, a ultimate form, you know what I mean? Like... But that being said, if we did land the double protect there, we probably would have won, so... Alright, this is a cool team. I think I'm just gonna start... We do not have confirmation on that. I have not, but I do know that that's possible, which is funny. You were in the walls. Yeah, that's a better thing to do on casual ladder, right? Like, you can get away with that. No, the dogs, I think the dogs will be. They should be in if I'm correct. But I can't, again, like, I guess I don't necessarily know. Let's actually start this. You did it on ranked, right? That's a freaking power move, my guy. Straight power move. Yep. So I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect here. I'm just gonna start off by strength sapping them. Yeah, I mean, light clay is generally the best, you know? I'll get through it. That's annoying. Exactly, yeah, I mean, it does have the 4 times weakness. Oh yeah, this one might be a her. Toxic spikes. My guy, like, do you even play Pokemon? Like, why would you miss? Oh my god! The ridiculousness, dude. My guy, you can keep trying to break the sub, but we just gloom out here. I know, man. That was so tragic. Like, I'm setting up on him now, man. I'm setting up on him. I'm gonna get this leaf seed. I'm gonna freaking do it to him. Ah, you would, my guy. But they don't take damage. They heal from their poison heal. That's the problem. Right. There you go. Now we're getting it going. Alright. That's so bad. That's so bad. Like, if I literally just got behind that sub, we'd be, like, coasting. But they'll bring out Superior. I am gonna Salt Cure it, and I'm gonna go for the sub. They could have Dragon Tail. They do have Dragon Tail. Yeah, technically they're helping us, right? Like, they didn't actually want to be in this position, they just are in this position. But I do think that ultimately the right thing to do is going to be to click Substitute Protect right now. Right, exactly. But they are going to protect. We'll protect. They haven't knocked off Gloom yet. So now that we do have sub up on Gloom, we're in a pretty good position. Because what I actually want to do now is I'm just going to click Hyper Voice and I'm going to Toxic the Sylveon. Yeah, we have Eviolite on Gloom, but they haven't set it up yet. Or they haven't knocked it off yet. Gloom, you are going to lose us this game. Because at this point, I need the Leech Seed. If I don't get the Leech Seed, I'm gonna lose. Like, so... That's a really good play. Alright, this is getting scary. So we bring out Gloom to disappear the poison spikes. We switch Gloom for Guard, and then we click Parting Shot. This way we get Gloom back in the correct slot to get the Leech Seed. I think what I want to do here now is this. Because I think if I can actually just KO the Sylveon, I can win, right? Yeah, right. The Protect didn't make a whole lot of sense. He's gonna go for the Stellar Terra Superior. That's a little scary. With Terra Blast, though? Like... Oh, no, wait, that's bad. Why is that the way that Stellar Terra Blast works? Stellar Terra Blast gives you an attack. It's supposed to lower your attack and special attack? That's so weird. Trash. Interesting. So Stellar Terra Blast has the additional... has something going on with it where it lowers your attack and special attack by 1 stage. But because they have Contrary, it does the opposite, right? Our team definitely didn't perform well, unfortunately. Like, yeah, we kind of needed more power in a lot of instances. My guy, like, my absolute dudist. So let's think. Something I can do here is I can lead, like, Comfy Iron Hands, and then bring Riolu and Araquanid in the back. They're just gonna freaking start Palkia and Dialga. Riolu has coaching. That's the real thing. That's the reason. Yeah, exactly, Lord Fugu. Yeah, we're Riolu gets coaching, and it gets Prankster. Yeah, they thought they knew what they were doing, my guy. They didn't. Nice. No! 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 Oh, my poor little guy. He was too good for this world. Get got. Ooh. Yeah, that looked like a crit, if we're being honest. I was like, no. So if they bring out Darkrai, we do need to double target Darkrai. So we now click Leech Life and Drain Punch. Goodbye. Yeah, they couldn't handle that one, my guy. Good there. I like Araquanid, man. Yeah. I mean, and like, to be honest, yeah, thank you. I don't really think that their team had a lot to do versus either of the teams that I've been using, right? Like, I think I probably could have wrecked this team pretty comfortably with Gloom, but yeah, I like this team a lot. This is a really fun team. Yeah, I mean, coaching was really cool back in Sword and Shield, but it's cool to see it come back, especially now that we have Iron Hands, because Iron Hands is really good at taking advantage of coaching. Oh, their team. I see what you're saying. Oh, no. Their team was just a bunch of legendaries. Their team was just a bunch of legendaries that they just wanted to use. So let's think here. I honestly, like, kind of want to go these two. And then bring this and this in the back. Right. So they are going to go Gliscor Raichu, which is scary, you could say. I did give myself Ice Punch. Fight too, my guy. What do you do when they come for you? They should be clicking, yeah, something like that. And then we yoink them. Exactly. They never knew. They didn't know it was coming. So we do need to be careful here, but ultimately, like, I'm pretty confident in living whatever they're gonna dish out, so I'm just gonna click Trick Room. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's pretty much never gonna do, like, an uncomfortable amount. So we just OHKO them. We click Trick Room. We prosper. Out comes Torterra Oso Scara. Luckily, we do have the Ice Punch for Torterra, and then we have the Floral Healing. Yeah, we're big braining on this guy hard right now. So they are gonna be forced to Terra their Torterra. Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't win you the game. Nice. What do you do when they come for you, my guy? We are cooking. So they're probably, yeah, they're just trying to get rid of Comfy right now, but Comfy's got that bulk. Let me show you guys a little something here for those of you who did not play Sword and Shield. Let's just have a look at Comfy. 142 defense, 143 special defense. You think this thing's taking damage, my guy? It is so bulky for a little freaking flower bracelet. Like, but yeah, they didn't make the right Terra. I mean, this is what you get on casual ladder, you know? Like, I really don't expect that much from this person. Yoink. Nice. Yeah, Comfy is a freaking bulky little flower. And the fact that it's like purely supportive too, it just makes it so much better. Kanto Clark versus these randos, man. What are you gonna do? Like, right. I would like to see Metagross do something. Raddest B-Dad. Jar Jar respect. So this is an instance where we could technically use Metagross to good success, right? Like, I think if I start Riolu Metagross, because I have Psychic Fangs, I'm basically just in a good position, right? Like, and that's ultimately all you can ask for. So I'm gonna try that. I know there's ways this could fall apart. I'm gonna bring Pico in the back. We are actually gonna be using this. And then Iron Handorus is really good. Nobody's gonna deny that. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. Yeah, exactly. Like, if we need to, we can Grass Terra Iron Hands and we can dodge the spores, but like, more than likely Actually, I don't have a reason to tear up my Metagross, do I? Really, like I guess I do in front of this. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't really care if they fake out me this turn. It doesn't disbenefit me that much. So, like... You are right that I probably should have, if we're being honest, but, like... I'm gonna see if we can get this KO here. I mean, more than anything, I want to test what's happening right now, right? So, like, I want to know how much my Bullet Punch is gonna do right now. And knowing if a +2 Bullet Punch can KO this Rampardos, while this isn't a matchup that I'm gonna face, like, any day of the week, you know, it is worth knowing, right? And, like, if I had Earthquake, we'd be in an even better position. But, whatever. We go for the Bullet Punch. They go for knockoff. Knock off my Citrus. Man, not bringing Comfey was kind of a mistake. Because if I brought Comfey, we would just win, right? Like, if I brought Comfey, they wouldn't be able to touch Metagross. So they'll knock off the AV. Bring out Rampardos. I feel comfortable with this too. I think we should win this. Like, they haven't Terra'd yet, so it's not like a just in the bag, right? I am gonna Bullet Punch, and I'm just gonna Drain Punch. Bug Terra. Oh! Ho, 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 ho. That was crazy. So if they have Flutter in the back, we should just win. Yeah. For Reg F teams, hit me up, Beirut. We should build a team together. Okay, so I did kind of make the wrong play here. So there is actually ways that we can lose this, right? Like, because we didn't cover for that. So here's what I'm actually going to do here. I'm going to click Final Gambit, and I'm just going to click Weather Ball. That should win us the game. Okay, it looks like we disconnected there for a second. But what I was saying is they have to click Moonblast in order to get a KO here, right? And what that tells me is that no matter what, it's always my safest play to just click Weather Ball and Hurricane. Now, unfortunately, if they can KO me with Moonblast, we will lose, right? Live. Damn! So let's think. I knew what the problem was, right? So ultimately, like, we were in the position that we needed to be in. I did make the wrong play by bullet punching the Flutter Mane when we needed to get rid of Rampardos, right? So if I had just bullet punched the Rampardos instead of going after the Flutter, we would have auto won, right? But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I mean, he played well. Like, that's really what it comes down to. So, let's think here. I really like just setting up Trick Room and then sweeping. I like starting... Technically, Iron Hands Comfy isn't a bad start. What else is a decent start? I actually think that Pico's kind of one of my best starts. And then we bring these two in the back. Extreme Speed's not getting them anywhere. We did, however, just run into an instance where Focus Sash Pelipper would have won me that game, right? So, like, actually, if we give our Focus Sash to Pelipper, we get out of that problem that we just had there, right? So, let's click Trick Room, and let's just go for the Weather Ball. Alright. Yeah, I mean, and it's not even necessarily that Pelipper's frail. I mean, we do have the safety goggles, and like the safety goggles is good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not running a bulky Pelipper is the thing. Like, I'm running a yeah, I'm just not running bulky Pelipper. But I also forgot what they had. I mean, I'm using weakness policy Comfy on one of my teams right now. I think it's strong. I'm using it with Moltres. There's not that many Pokemon that you really need to run weakness policy on. And even Moltres is one of them, right? Like, you can just click Nasty Plot. Like, Iron Hands, you can click Swords Hands, right? Rock takes mine right now. Electric and Rock takes your Pelipper out. Yeah. This is gonna be a pretty swift win right here. So, GG's. Shiny Seviper. Nice. I know they wish so bad that this Flying Terror was going to get them out of it. But it's just not. GG's. This is a fun team. I mean, it really is. I like this team a lot. It's just fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to say it multiple times, I guess, right? Like, it's like, I'm like, how do I think of another way to explain what I'm saying besides fun? Fun. That's a word. Like, yeah. Yeah, if you have the shiny charm, you're technically not running full odds anymore. But it is what it is, you know. Watch his team building video for what Pokemon? Seviper? Nice. Alright, so sorry, let's find our Focus Sash. Because like we were saying, if we did actually have Focus Sash Pelipper, we would have won that game, right? So we have Assault Vest, we have Feint, Copycat, Final Gambit, and Coaching. We have Pico, now with Focus Sash. Honestly, Metagross was putting in work. Like, it would have been really nice to have Earthquake in the certain instances, right? But, like, if they didn't knock off my Citrus Berry, we would have been in a better position because we still had the Citrus Berry, right? So, like, we would have actually lived more hits. And so the Citrus Berry actually is useful. And you can't really say that it's not. Like, if anything, I could for some reason run Leftovers, but I don't really think that makes sense, right? So I'm gonna keep running Citrus Berry. I feel comfortable with it. And I'm just gonna get you guys this rental code, and I'm gonna take entrainment off. I'm not rocking with that. Like, it feels too few and far between for when I would actually want it, if you get what I'm saying. Like, sure, entrainment is like the tech, quote unquote, and it's like, ooh, like, did you just see me entrainment them, my guy? But like, it's so like interplay intensive, if that makes sense. And we were actually correct to say that, like, if I had brought Comfy, there was just no way my opponent would have won that one that we lost, right? So you also got to keep that in mind. So we'll get the entrainment. Get rid of the entrainment, I should say. For that. And then I do think it's worth at least just asking ourselves, like, what Terra would I potentially run on Araquanid if it wasn't just Water Terra, right? Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. It's been a good stream. Like, I feel like one of the things that my channel lacks at times is the community engagement, right? So, like, having people actually, like, feel, like, comfortable to comment things in the chat and stuff is definitely, like, a big deal for your channel. And, like, I feel like I do my part to garner a welcoming community, you know? But sometimes we still just don't really see people commenting as much for some reason. So I definitely appreciate y'all interacting with each other, as well as interacting with me in the chat. So, you could run Ground Terra. I don't really think that it would benefit us here because we have a rain team. Like, what was I just saw one. Bug covers grass. Right. Yeah, thank you. And so I actually think Electric Terra is not a terrible Terra for Araquanid. Like, Electric Terra makes Araquanid neutral to everything except for ground, which it has the ability to just one-shot, like, every ground Pokemon, right? So, technically, if you want to make Araquanid generally decent... What up, Nacho? We are big chillin'. It resists flying, that's true, it does resist flying. And, I mean, ultimately, I feel like it just would be nice to be able to get Araquanid out of the problems that it has sometimes. And it's not even that like Araquanid is like bad with the Water Terra, because it's actually pretty good with the Water Terra, right? It's just that I don't want to find myself in positions where I can't use Araquanid because it can't Terra out of the problems that it has, right? And so, like, if we do give it Electric Terra, we can at least set it up for success, you know? So good. We're theory crafting. We're having fun. And that too. Yeah, like the freeze dry would not be great. And that's one of the biggest things. Yeah, Nacho. So like, hold on a sec. Let me put this team back together. So if you look at Incineroar, let's break down Incineroar part by part, right? Incineroar has Intimidate, which is one of the best abilities, right? Yeah, so it has Intimidate, one of the best abilities. It has Parting Shot to lower their attack and special attack even more. It has Snarl to lower their special attack. It has Knock Off to knock off items. It has Flare Blitz, which is an incredibly strong fire move, of course. It has Fake Out. It is a really good Assault Vest user. So you can give it Assault Vest and then just run like Fake Out, Snarl, U-Turn, Flare Blitz was a set that a lot of people used to run. Or they would run like Darkest Lariat because it didn't used to get knockoff, if I'm correct. I forget if it used to get knockoff, but we used to run Darkest Lariat instead of knockoff. And so like really what it comes down to is like Incineroar is a supportive Pokemon that can do damage, right? And so you don't even need to actually invest in its attack stat. You can just make it a full bulk Pokemon that has Fake Out, Parting Shot, and Flare Blitz, right? Like, you can also hit things with Flare Blitz. But really, by just taking advantage of pivoting, like, Incineroar is the best pivot Pokemon. It is slow. It's slow. You gotta give it that. It's not as good right now because of Urshifu, especially. Like, Urshifu and being in a non-Dynamax format makes Incineroar way harder to use. But, that being said, it's pretty undeniable that, like, Incineroar is just one of the best positional Pokemon to, like, switch in, switch out, Fake Out, Parting Shot, Intimidate. The fact that it has all of those things makes it, like, just a little bit better than Grimmsnarl for support in some ways. But it's kind of hard to say. Like, I don't think I would call it better than Grimmsnarl in support. It's better than Grimmsnarl in being an all-arounder, right? And so, like, while Grimmsnarl is mostly just supporting, Incineroar can deal damage and support, right? And so it's just decent. Like, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the times you're gonna run Incineroar to help enable Trick Room or like be on a Trick Room team. And yeah, like there's a lot of things that do make Incineroar less useful right now, like Entei, like Inner Focus and Clear Body Pokemon, Clear Amulet being a new item, but 100%, yeah, like it's an amazing balanced Pokemon. It is an amazing anti-Psy spam Pokemon, and there's a lot of different ways to run it, which makes it even better, right? Because you can run it with safety goggles, you can run it with Assault Vest, you can run it with I have a choice band one. Like, I have a choice band one. Safety goggles, citrus berry, assault vest. Neutralizing has plus incineroar. Yeah, right. You can do neutralizing gas plus incineroar, and then you can, switch wheezing in and out, constantly get those intimidate boosts. But let me get you guys this rental code. Oh, so the biggest problem that Incineroar has is dealing with things like Arcanine, right? So, like, basically, Hisuian Arcanine is the biggest fork in the road, or, like, block in the road for Incineroar, right? And so if you run Choice Band Water Terra Blast, like, you can catch them off guard and just one-shot them, and just not really have to deal with it. So it's just kind of nice that way. But yeah, let's get you guys that team. So I probably should give Riolu a Terra, right? I just don't care. Like, I'm literally never gonna Terra this thing. So, like, ultimately, do I care? No. So we might as well just not run a Terra on Riolu, if we're being honest. It gets Final Gambit, it gets Copycat, it gets Feint. We have all the moves we need. We have Cobra Cloak, right? Like, we're chilling. Then I actually really like having Ice Punch on this Iron Hands, facing up against the certain things that we were finding in the current meta, like Gliscor, Garchomp coming back, and things like that. Torterra, it's like Ice Punch literally just destroys them. So and things like, technically Serperior, right? So, like, we saw a Serperior, Ice Punch is good against that as well. The Focus Sash being on Pelipper definitely makes a difference. Sorry, I have hiccups. We faced an Amoonguss. We technically beat Amoonguss without needing Safety Goggles Pelipper. Safety Goggles Pelipper is one of the best Amoonguss counters because it can't be Spored and it has Hurricane, right? Like, there's really nothing better than that. But you could do the Lumberry Metagross with Psychic Fangs. I just don't really want to run Lumberry. Like, I like Citrus Berry. It does what we need it to. And the Bullet Punch pressures things like Flutter Mane enough that, I mean, I don't care about running Dragon Terra. Like, I'm never gonna really be disbenefited by having Dragon Terra. I'm gonna kill Fairy types, I'm gonna kill Ice types. Like, sure, I might not OHKO a Delibird, freaking Iron Bundle Boy, but I have all the other means to do that, right? Like, I have Iron Hands, I have a Focus Sash Pelipper, I guess. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? Like, I'm not worried of Iron Bundle. Ice Punch Terra Grass is good though. Yeah. And I don't want to run Ice Terra. Like, it's just the Grass Terra is way too useful. And it's like Grass Terra basically comes in second or third to, like, Water Terra / Fire Terra Iron Hands, right? Like, even in a Urshifu format, I'm still running Fire Terra Iron Hands to very great success, My Urshifu counter on this team is, I mean, we have Grass Terra, we have Draining Kiss, we have Pelipper, so we have Psychic Fangs. Like, this team is really not that worried about Urshifu, if we're being honest. Like, we have all the tech we need to get around Urshifu, whether it's the Water Terra Trick Room, whether it's Wild Charge, whether it's Hurricane, whether it's Araquanid. Yeah. Helping out with some team testing. I'd rather do it, like, tomorrow or something, Nacho. So, if you just, if you, like, hit me up on Discord or something, I'd be more than happy to, but considering the fact that it's, like, 11:30 right now, I'm probably not going to be streaming that much longer, but, yeah, I'm down to team test, yeah, definitely. But yeah, just wrapping up talking about the team, I think Comfy's an amazing support for this team. Like, once you do get those 2 coaching boosts on Iron Hands or Metagross or whatever have you, like, having Floral Healing is just so useful. Like, yeah, you're good. He types it in caps locks, and then he says, sorry, caps locks, without just untyping. Yeah, that's funny. But, yeah. And the Araquanid we didn't find super useful, but, like, we did see it do things. Like, we brought it to a game. It was very useful in the game we brought it to. The Life Orb, Leech Life, and Liquidation do a lot of damage. So, all in all, I'm gonna stop rambling about the team. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely consider giving a like or and subscribing if you're not already. You know, we do gotta keep growing the channel, and we do want to make sure the channel feels inclusive and welcoming. So I do appreciate those of you who are, you know, commenting and interacting with each other. I am here ultimately as a resource for you guys, so like I want to get back to the community. So, you know, ask questions, interact with me. Like, that's what I'm here for, right? And Beirut, definitely hit me up to team build, because I'm sure you saw on Twitter today that I was saying I want to team build with people. So, like, I want to get my content creator friends together, like, one by one, basically, and, like, build teams with different people, you know? So, I'd love to build a team with you. I'd build a team with whoever else, right? Sorry, let me read what's coming in the chat really quick. So, yeah, and Zach, too, yeah. Prankster Tailwind counter. I mean, I have Comfy with Mental Herb, so I'm not worried about Prankster at all. Tailwind, right? Where do you find Primarina? Thank you for deciphering that for me. Because I was not gonna answer that question. I was gonna answer the question, how does this team deal with Primarina? And this team definitely has ways to deal with Primarina, right? But, yeah, you have to, if you want to get Primarina in the game, you need to go to the coastal biome, and you need to have unlocked it by doing the CP missions. So you have to do the CP missions, or the BBQ tough stuff missions, and I don't know what the points are called. You get the BBQ points, you do barbecues, and after you get enough BBQ quest points, you go back to the computer in the club room, and you spend 3,000 barbecue points. Blue. Yeah. You spend 3,000 blueberry points, aka barbecue points, aka BBQ points, on the coastal biome to unlock the starters. So if you spend 3,000 blueberry points on the coastal biome in the club room on the computer, you can unlock Primarina along with whatever other starters are spawning in the coastal biome. Yeah, they're food. It's all food. Like, you know, that's the point. Like, we got blueberries, we got grapes, we got freaking oranges. Like, who knows what's gonna come next? They didn't give us any strawberries. Like, you know, that's the real tragedy here. Barbie points, bro. Low key, high key though. Like, I watched the Barbie movie yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It might have been 2 days ago. But like, you know, I would never go out of my way to watch Barbie just because of the type of person that I am, right? But like, someone put it on. I'm like, all right, we'll freaking watch Barbie, my guy. Like, and it was pretty tough stuff. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you could tell the movie was trying to say something right from the beginning. And then it was just a whole lot of like, this is the way the world is type of stuff. And like, you got to figure out how to navigate the world and freaking deal with the BS and like, you know, rise above it, right? And so Barbie was kind of based. I'm gonna be honest, like it was a kind of freaking based movie, not in like the original way to use the word based, but in like the woke young people way to say based. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Barbara thing. You freaking Barbara, my guy. Yeah, that was a good one. I actually really liked learning about the history of it too, though. Like, I thought, I like history in general, and like, obviously, we like if you're my age, you grew up in the Barbie era, so like, it was cool to learn a little bit about too, you know. I know my fair share about Oppenheimer since I'm a scientist, quote unquote. You know, I'm a physics minor. I wanted to be a physics major, but that's a long story. Yeah, Oppenheimer's the boy. I mean, like, you know, unfortunately, he made the atom bomb, but you know, a lot of scientists have had to work on things that are pushing the boundaries in not always great ways in order to bring about a larger scope of progress in the world, you know? And so, like, if we didn't have those type of technological advancements, like, you know, what is talked about in the movie Oppenheimer, you know, we just wouldn't be where we are today. And so it's really interesting to watch movies like The Imitation Game, Oppenheimer, things like that, because like a lot of people nowadays don't always think about the history that goes into where we are today. And you know, Alan Turing, for example, who is the person who The Imitation Game is about. Alan Turing basically is the father of the modern computer, and he created the prototype for the computer by basically trying to crack the German code system in World War II. So Alan Turing was just like a mathematician, basically, who's like really good at coding. And, you know, if he wasn't trying to break this German code in World War II, we wouldn't have computers. So, like, you know, the world is just a little bit of tough stuff sometimes, you know, and it's cool, you know. I enjoy knowing science and knowing history because I fear that we are slowly moving out of a world where knowing things matters, you know. A lot of people get by these days without having to actually understand things. And it doesn't, I mean, history just repeats itself if you don't remember stuff, right? Like, that's the problem. Like, we're just going to make the same mistakes we used to make if people don't remember things. So, like, you know, you got to be educated. And not everyone is at the age level where they are educated. And I also understand that, too. Like, you know, you got to remember that everyone's on their own journey, right? And, like, not everyone learns the same things at the same age. And, like, just because I learned science when I was in, I literally taught myself everything I needed to know about science between like 15 to 25, Like some people spend their 15 to 25 learning politics or learning, nursing stuff like anatomy, right? And hopefully everyone gets around to knowing what they need to know about the world, right? But I don't know. I think that understanding reality is really important, and we need to remember how to teach people to think. But that's just my 2 cents. And buy my book when I put it out. In however many months, we'll see. That's my year goal for now. I want to publish something, but yeah, exactly. We all get there. We all get there in our own ways. Guy gets an apple thrown at him and it invents gravity. Freaking Buster Brown over here. You know what I'm saying? I actually really love the story of Newton too. Newton is the freaking boy. Like, Newton is incredibly smart, and he basically invented his whole framework of like physics, the modern framework of physics, in like a COVID type of scenario. So like there was a plague that hit Europe around the time that Isaac Newton started school at Cambridge, and he had to leave Cambridge to go back home and basically like quarantine for a year or two. And while he was freaking quarantining, my guy, he invented all of modern physics. Like, so I mean, like, it's those little accidents that end up creating the world that we have today. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a big thinker. I might play Pokemon, but I'm a big thinker boy. And yeah, the Isaac Newton's biography is really interesting. The Imitation Game is really interesting. Oppenheimer is interesting. History is interesting. But yeah, no, I definitely plan on publishing my book eventually, and my book is basically gonna explain how I developed the perspective that I did in my life through the things that I was interested in and the things that I studied. So I'm basically gonna publish my biography, or my autobiography, right? But it's gonna be a lot more than that. Like, it's not just an autobiography. It's really gonna be like a book that people can help, like, kind of like hone in their worldview by reading it, right? Like, I'm trying to convey my perspective of reality and like help people understand physics and psychology and philosophy by talking about my life, right? So like, it's not just going to be talking about my life. It's going to be talking about my life and then talking about this, that made me realize all this stuff, and I think people should know whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's going to be kind of like a TED Talk in some ways, right? Like, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, like the pandemic, or whatever it was, the epidemic in Europe, was ultimately probably because of the sanitary level, the sanitary procedures that they had at the time. It wasn't a clean place. Like, yeah, there was shit on the side of the streets. Like, it was, they did not have modern sanitation. And that's something that people don't think about too. Or something that not everyone will consider when they're thinking about, like, the world, is that sanitation itself is a science. And people had to, like, learn how to be clean, kind of. Like, sure, we know showers. Like, we've got showers, my guy. But, like, there was definitely a point in history where people were kind of just throwing crap on the streets and, like, we had sanitation to some degree and like irrigation, but not really. Like, and yeah, so we've gotten better, definitely. And I mean, we actually have things to do with our trash now too, which is nice. Like, I don't know what people used to do with trash. Like, they didn't have plastic wrappers, so like there wasn't that. But like, I'm sure you probably recycled things a lot more naturally in the old days. But yeah, New York back in the 1800s, I'm sure was crazy, because it was. Yeah, just the sanitary science wasn't developed. Like, yeah, it just wasn't what it is today. So, all right, it's been a fun stream. I appreciate that you guys were willing to, talk a little highbrow stuff for a little, and I appreciate that you guys were being participatory in the chat with each other and me. So, it was a good stream. This was a really good stream. People were not meant to refrigerate meat. Yeah, well, I mean, because we have to put preservatives in meats in order to refrigerate them, right? But 5 people died in a fire in Bronx last night because they didn't know fire hurt. I don't know about that, my guy. I don't think it was that they didn't know fire hurts. Thank you, Cruz. I appreciate you, my guy. But, I'm sure they know fire hurt. But I'd have to see what that is. That sucks. R.I.P. to them. Big R.I.P. And to that freaking house that exploded in West Virginia or wherever it was, I can't believe it. They just didn't want to get raided, They just didn't want to get raided. What do you do when you're getting raided? You blow your house up, my guy. But yeah, it was a good stream. Thank you guys. Have a good one. 4 Acres, Nacho, Cruz, and everyone else. So yeah, peace out, yo.